another video. We are in a different location. I'm currently in one of the study rooms at ASU. I just thought to get out and be able to film somewhere different, so that's why the background's kind of yellow. But today we're going to be talking about friends and loneliness. Like, am I the only one who feels left out? We're going to be talking about my experience, expectation, realities, all the things that I have learned or experienced through my first year here. But before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe. Comment down below your college experience with friends. I've had honestly a pretty good expectation or experience versus what I expected. It was better than what I expected for myself. So I'm gonna get into all of that, but make sure you comment down below your experience. Let's help each other out. In the description box is all my social media platforms. Make sure you guys check those out, and I have some discount codes for you as well. I apologize if you can hear that like shh noise. I guess that's their air. I'll try a different room. I'm gonna try a different room next week for filming, so just bear with me. But our first topic is my personal experience. I do have my laptop here. You guys know I like to make sure I stay on task and on point. So I do have my list, so that's what I'm glancing at. But so expectations. We're talking about my personal experience. I was lonely at first because I was just knowing who I am. I knew that I wasn't this outgoing person who just goes up to people or just makes friends with people easily. So I was lonely at first, but I will say the first day here, after my parents left and I was in my dorm by myself, we had this devil experience. Their mascot's a devil, that's why, But it was an experience, like we just sat in a room with people who were in the same school as us. So I'm in the business school, so it was other business students, first year. And the girl I sat next to, I didn't know she was stayed in my dorm unit, but they were like, say hi to the person next to you, and I introduced myself, and she kind of just stuck with me, and now we're really good friends. It's almost in the second semester, and we hang out on campus and off campus. So that right there, just having that one person who I knew I was going to be able to connect to, and we've grown so much with each other. She's one of my closest friends. And then also I made some friends throughout my classes that we've hung out outside of class, and that has been nice. I'm definitely more of a small group and just a couple of friends here and there, nothing huge. I don't want to be friends with everyone. That's a lot. That's not really, trusting friendship. That's just not who I am. So I was lonely at first. I figured I was going to be lonely, but I actually feel really good. I have a good connection with people, and it's nice to have people to talk to. Am I still figuring it out? Yes, definitely, for sure. I definitely don't have, people are like, oh, I have my girls. So I definitely don't have those type of friends, mutual connections. I'm sure once we grow up and so we will lose that connection. But yeah, I'm still figuring out, but that's okay. I'm grateful for the experience that I do have people to hang out with and just connect with. So that, as far as that, that's great already. So my expectations, I expected to be lonely my entire, I expected to not have anyone to talk to, just because, once again, I'm that quiet, reserved person. So I just figured I would be off by myself. Everyone would have friends and I would be left out. Not what happened at all. You will find your people. There's someone out there for everyone. I will say you do have to open up a bit, because when they said in that experience, oh, turn to the person next to you and talk, you actually have to do it if you want to be friends. And also, when people, like, I was in class and there was this girl I was working with and she had friends and they were like, oh, we're gonna go out to Starbucks, and y'all, not gonna lie, I self-invited myself. But then after that we kept going, and it was just great because I was making this group of friends. It was like 5 girls, and we were just able to talk, sit down, talk about things outside of class. And so you do have to put in a little bit of work, which I expected, but I didn't think I was gonna do it, but I did, and I don't regret it. So I will say one thing is heavily on the you do outgrow some of your friends from high school. I'm gonna be honest, I don't talk to anyone from high school. And sometimes that is just how it goes. Some people can go home and it's like time never left. I didn't like who I was in high school or how I presented myself. So when I came out here and I started to work on, I'm working out, I'm eating. Like, if you guys want a video of things that are changed, that's a whole separate topic outside of this college series, but I'm 100% will do it. But as far as this series, as far as high school, none of my friends, a couple of them I talked to here and there, and then I realized that I was the only one reaching out. So once I stopped and I noticed they weren't reaching out, apparently we don't need each other. And I've had this one friend who, like, years ago, she reached out to me, and I was kind of like, why are you reaching back out? Because we had left. Like, I'm always trying to keep the relationships going, but it's always one-sided. Like, when you're putting it all in the work, like, you're always the one that starts the conversation. That's how I was. I was always the one, you want to hang out, you want to do this. It was exhausting. So I stopped doing it, and out here I have friends where it's both ways. I will ask, you want to go here, and then they'll ask, you want to go here, or we rotate who picks. And it's just really nice to have friends like that where the relationship is equally built. Now, sometimes obviously it's not, we go through rough patches where some of us just need a break, and I think that's fine. But I really do love the friendships that I do have out here now, because it shows me what true friendship is. So from high school, I don't really think, sometimes I do think about what we could have, maybe we still would talk and stuff, but you have to stop. Once someone is removed from your life, you have to stop going back. It's just going to drag you back, and I don't want to go back anymore. I want to move forward. But definitely this experience has changed what I think about friendship. Friendship, it's putting in equal work, honestly. You should want to reach out to them if they haven't talked to you in a few days. But it also should be both ways. Like, if you haven't reached out in a few days because you're going through a hard time, they should be able to reach out. Like, it's not their job to console you through the thing, but a true friend would want to. Like, my friend, she was going through a really tough time with her family, and she asked me to come down, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't want to come down because it was raining, I was drowning in schoolwork, but she really needed me, she was upset, and I said, okay, I'm on my way. And I walked and went to her dorm, and we talked, and it goes both ways. When I'm having really tough times and I need someone to talk to, she's there as well. So those friendships make it worth going out of your way to do stuff for them, and my perspective has changed completely. Now we are going to talk about expectation versus reality. So, like, everyone assumes, like, college equals you automatically have best friends and constant fun, but I would say that's not true. So obviously that's when you think of the college experience as, like, a normal person who likes to go out, you're thinking parties, you're thinking being best friends with your roommate, you're gonna have a great group of friends, girls and guys mixed, you're gonna, just get along with everyone. And for me, that's just not it. I'm that reserved person. I don't go to parties. I don't enjoy going out like that. I enjoy getting out and exploring the city and, going to do different things on campus and going shopping, doing different things, but I'm not a party person. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock, reading, relaxing, all that stuff. And that's just how I am, and I really like it. So it depends. Definitely your experience depends on the person you are. I'm sure people who want to go party, there's going to be parties for them. But people who don't want to go party, you will feel left out because you're like, they're at parties making those connections. But I think you have to just realize there are opportunities to make those connections outside of it. Like, you don't have to go to a party to be friends with someone. You also don't have to be friends with your roommate. You guys can be mutual, but she may not be your best friend, and I think that's where people struggle. So I have a single room. I don't have a roommate. I have a suite mate. We just share a bathroom, and me and her, we don't talk. It's nothing bad. I just noticed over time she doesn't leave her room. Maybe occasionally if her boyfriend's there, she may leave. I'm only in my room on the weekends, and not even all the time on the weekends. Because during the week, I'm in classes, I'm at the library studying, I'm eating, I'm out with friends. Like, I'm in my room to go to sleep, get ready for bed. Except on the weekends. On the weekends, I'm in there more just because I don't have to get up early, I'm sleeping in, I'm filming some content, stuff like that on the weekends. So we're also just, we seem like two different people. So I can't even tell you who the type of person she is, because we just don't talk like that besides the text stuff. Hey, cleaning the bathroom this weekend, or, oh, sorry, I left my stuff, like, stuff like that. It's nothing bad. I'm okay with it because we're respectful. We clean up after ourselves. Most, people forget, but I wasn't best friends with her like I expected to be, because some people really are. Like, they leave their doors unlocked and just go, like, no, we lock our doors. And that's fine. I've learned to learn that's fine. Not everyone is expecting to be best friends with their roommates. So that was definitely something I expected to be friends with her, and we're not, and I'm realizing that's okay, because just some people, we're two different people, two different schedules, and that's fine with me. I don't want to be friends with someone who, like, I have to force. So if we're comfortable just being mutual, I'm okay with that. But so I think that's something that definitely shocked me a bit. But I think I shocked myself the most, just the way I'm acting. I'm putting myself out there because they say this can truly be the best 4 years of your life, and I've already been through one, and we know spring semester is rough, okay? But I still think this is one of the best years of my life. Why is making friends in college harder than people think? So I think it's harder than what people think is because everyone's busy and on different schedules. So for me, my first class, typically Tuesday, Thursday, I have 3 classes. I'm busy from 9 to like 3. By the time I'm done with that, I'm burnt out. I'm in my room, I'm done. Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I notice campus is empty because not a lot of people have classes. I have a class dead smack like 1 o'clock to like 2:15. I'm in class. So like more like 1:25 to 2:15. I'm in class. So I think it's harder just because of the schedule. And then I have friends who either have all their classes Tuesday, Thursday they have all their classes, so they're busy like me, but they don't start till noon and they're not done till 5 or 6. I have friends who are in a lot of clubs and who have a lot of meetings, and then I have people who are they're like online, like they don't leave their rooms or they're always out, they're never in class because they took all online classes, which is good for them. I definitely wanted to be, since I'm on campus, I was like, I'll go to class, it'll enforce me to learn, be stricter about learning. But you're just on different schedules, so that in itself will make it hard to connect with people. Fear of rejection and social anxiety. I'm just an anxiety-filled person. I'm working on it, but I'm not huge on social interactions. I definitely think it plays a role with me as a child. I remember being this outgoing person, and some people take that, oh, you're too loud, you're too wild, you do this, you're annoying. And then it's switched. I became this quiet and reserved person, and that's who I am now. Do I wish I could still be that outgoing person? Yes, because making friends was easier, but I'm not. Unfortunately, I had people who made me change. But I'm learning to be comfortable and to grow with myself. I definitely think I'm more out there than I was in high school. Like, I actually talk to people, not afraid to say hello. Oh, I like your shirt, your shoes are cute, like making compliments. So I definitely think I've changed. But for me, it's not so much the fear of rejection. It's more just the anxiety and who I am as a person. And then college cliques are a thing, and like feeling everyone else has their group. So you definitely, I think if you're in a sorority or a fraternity, that's kind of easy to make friends. If you're in sports, if you are in a club that you're really passionate about and there's other people there passionate about it, or if you're not passionate and there's people not passionate like you, I think those are easy to make friends. I made a friend through a club, so I definitely think it just depends on what you do to make friends. You're gonna find someone for you, but definitely it does sometimes feel like everyone already has a group. Like, why is it the first week of school and everyone's already sitting in groups? Like, when did I miss the memo that, oh, we're taking people for groups? But I also think they just came in with an open mind and they were ready to make friends. So I think your mindset plays a huge part in that. But yeah, I definitely agree with it. It just felt like everyone had a group because it was like first week and like, what are we doing? Did I miss signups or something? But it's really not as hard as people think. Then that's what I'm starting to learn. So I'm definitely an introvert. I get my energy from being by myself. And then after I do go out, my social battery is drained. We can't hang out till the next week. That's just who I am. But I've learned that it's okay to be an introvert, but life is what you make of it. So I'm going to give you guys some tips for starting conversations in class, clubs, and online spaces. So if you're in class, obviously you're there for a reason, whether it's required or it's for your major, so you guys already have something in common. Usually the first week, some teachers are like, oh, introduce yourself, just do it. It was definitely nerve-wracking at first. Even if friends don't come out of it, at least you have someone mutual. You guys can exchange contacts, or maybe you guys want to create a study group. That would be another good way. Because, study groups, you need breaks to talk about other things. I think if you do that, it'll be a bit better for yourself. If you're in a club, once again, you have something in common already, go ahead and reach out. You can ask them where they're from. Oh, what do you like about your city? What do you like about your state? If like maybe they say something as far as when you ask them, oh, like, what do you do outside of class? Those small conversations are what I think start a friendship. It gets you to know the person easier, and it just makes everyone at ease if you're making simple conversations. You don't want to start with something extra being like, oh, what are you going to do when you get out of college? Like, we just got here. We're not thinking about that right now, but I think start small. You know how people like, oh, I hate small talk. Small talk does help you build that relationship, because if you're going to eventually be friends, you do want to know the person. So I definitely think for me, I remember people asking where I'm from. Like, I'm from Indiana, but I'm on the border of Indiana, which hits Chicago. And they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then we build a conversation from there. Or when people are from Arizona, what do you like? What do you like about Arizona? What made you stay? There's always something small you can talk about. You can literally ask someone what's their favorite color. They may either think it's weird, or they're either going to think it's nice that you're creating conversation with them. So I think there's conversations for everywhere. And then being intentional versus waiting for people to come for you is such a huge thing. That's why I say you sometimes do have to be the person to reach out. If you're sitting and the person next to you is not talking, extend that branch. You start the conversation. Sometimes it sucks because I'm like, why can't people just start the conversation with me? But sometimes people are more nervous than you, and they just need someone with confidence to come in and ask them because they want a friend as well. Sometimes it's not going to go the way you want, but I think trying, it's better to try and fail than to just fail because you didn't try. So I would go ahead and just extend it out. It does suck that that's what I was saying with the true friendship. You don't want to always be the person starting the conversation. But if you're just getting to know someone, they may be nervous. Go ahead and just say, hi, my name is, what's your name? And if you can feel the vibes and they're starting to get more in the conversation, you may just made a friend or a classmate that you can just talk to. So I would go ahead and just be intentional with it. Ask questions you actually want to talk about. Don't sit there if you're not gonna, like, if they ask you what about you and you don't know, don't ask the question to begin with. And don't always wait for someone to come to you. Maybe you're not maybe you're just not an approachable person. That's what I learned. Sometimes, our resting faces are mean. You don't intend to be mean, but sometimes they are. So go ahead and smile and extend that branch. I know this video is about friends and loneliness, so we're going to hit a bit on the loneliness. I don't think loneliness is always a bad thing. I think it's bad if you want someone to talk to and you don't have anyone to actually talk to. But I think loneliness can help you reflect, grow, and discover what you want in people when you do reach out. So when I'm alone, I don't even get to a point of loneliness anymore. It's my time to peacefully relax. I can play my own music. I can watch a show. I can read, spend some time with God, do some studying by myself. And I value time alone because once you get older, you may never be alone again. Think about it. You get married, you get kids, or if that's not your life, at your job, whatever you do in life, you're gonna have somebody there. So what I think is when I do have time to be alone in college, or just now at my age that I am, I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to be thankful for it because there's going to be a time where I may not always have that. And I think a step to realizing loneliness isn't always a bad thing is you have to enjoy being your own company. So you need to be enough for you to where you want to hang out with you. And for some people, that means self-care. That means shopping by yourself, going out to eat by yourself. I am a huge person and I love eating by myself. Yes, I will carve out time because my friend loves when we go out to eat together and get a treat after, and I'll do that. But I really do enjoy eating by myself for the simple reason that it's peaceful. I put on my show. I got an iPad for Christmas and I'm an iPad kid. I've just been an iPad kid, so I love when I can turn my iPad out, watch a show, and just enjoy my meal. So I love eating by myself. So you have to enjoy being with your own self, enjoy your own company. So this year for me is changing who into the person I want to be, and that step does include letting go of some of those old friendships. So we already talked about outgrowing your high school friends, and sometimes they just don't survive the transition of everyone going off. No matter if they didn't go or if they did go, I definitely went across the country. So just for me, text message was the best way to communicate. But when I come home, we can hang out. My friendships didn't survive that transition, and that's okay. You can grieve over it because it is sometimes really hard losing someone you went through high school with, or even like elementary to high school. It does suck. But in order for you to move on as a person or enjoy your college experience as well, you do have to let go. You're gonna meet more people. I know sometimes it seems hard, but then I think when it seems hard, some people just forget to self-reflect. Maybe you're truly the problem. I definitely think for me during summer, I realized maybe it's me. I'm putting myself through all this. So when I let go, it became easier when I got out here to make connections, because I was like, there's going to be someone out here for me. And there is. And it's really nice to be able to connect with people on a deeper level. But in order for you to enjoy your experience, and not only that, but grow as a person, we want our college years to be great. We want to grow and improve. You got to let go of some of the old things, but it's okay because better things are coming. So definitely, to be successful in that friendship aspect, you do need to think about the ways you're trying to make friends. So we've already talked about a bunch of them in this video. There are plenty of opportunities. It could be events, joining clubs or organizations. Those are great ways to not only make professional, like networking communications, but also personal as well. You want to talk in class with people. You want to join group messages. So if there's a project going on, or if the class is making a group me or something, just join it. It may be annoying at first. I definitely know my dorm unit has one, and it's annoying. But once again, that's a way to reach out to people if you ever needed something. And then there's simple things like around camp. Well, not simple. There's volunteering. That's a good way to meet people who have an interest in helping out, or surveys, studies, stuff like that. Study groups is a huge thing, because once again, like I said earlier, you're going to need a break to talk about other things in the study group. You may actually want to go get a treat. Those are people you can do that with. In online community spaces. So if your school has, a lot of schools have social medias. There's different types of accounts people have. I would go ahead and join them. You never know. There could be an event you really want to go to that you wouldn't have seen unless you were joined on there. And that's another way to meet other people. I am a Christian girly who actually has a relationship with God. So I do want to add in faith about loneliness. So my relationship with God so if you guys have seen, there's this guy on TikTok who made the super creative video, and he was saying how he didn't have a relationship with God until he left the church, and I was like, that's my story. I'm sorry if you guys hear that noise. There are other people in study rooms, and that's so true for me. Last time I didn't have a relationship with God until I came out here, because I was just in the rut of religion. You know, you go to church, you grew up in the church, so you're this and this. But I never had a relationship with God. Now I have a relationship to where I have to actually feed my soul. I have to work on my spirit with God. I have to let his spirit lead me. So I bring all that up to say my relationship with God has definitely helped me in the season of loneliness. He was there. I'm able to read his word, pray, and talk to him. I prayed and put on my vision board that I wanted to have a connection in my classes. And in almost every single class, he has given me a connection, people to talk to. So God is just somebody I can talk to. He helps me in that loneliness. And I find comfort in him when I don't have friends around. So if I'm going through something hard and I feel lonely, I get on my knees and I pray and talk to God. And he answers. So just for me, knowing that he has me, I don't have to worry about my loneliness taking me over, because I have him and he hasn't let me down yet, and I don't think he's going to. So I definitely think if you have a relationship with God, or if you don't and you want to, I would say go for it. I think the best relationship with God is when it's built just between you and him and no one else. Our last topic is what I wish I knew as a freshman. I am going to have a separate video posted after this about what I wish I knew before I came, so please go check that out. It will be up after this video, but we're going to put you a little glimpse in here about friends. So what I wish I knew. I wish I knew tips for genuinely making friends. So I just felt like, you have your expectations about what movies gives, and I'm not going to lie, sometimes the movies don't lie. I definitely think it depends on the person you are. Like when I think of the parties, I don't think the movies and stuff lied, but I do wish I would have known how to reach out to people more so I can make genuine connections a bit faster, or maybe put myself out there a bit more. And I wish I had like advice for feeling isolated. Like when you're in your room, especially as a single room, I wish I would have known someone who had a single room and been able to like reach out and see their experience before doing mine. Now, I don't regret my single room just because I like to film videos, and like even with a single room, just I wish I kind of would have known you're gonna have someone on the other side of that bathroom and you share that wall, so it's not always quiet and you're hearing almost everything they do. So be mindful of that. No one wants to hear everything you're doing. Yeah, I said it. It's kind of embarrassing, but I wish I would have known. I know, and see, the thing is, I knew having a single room, I was gonna miss that roommate aspect. But I wish I would have been able to talk to someone who did what I did, and had to reach out about them about feeling isolated. Like, how did you overcome it? And now, since I've done it, I want to make sure that I'm sharing how I did it. And for me, that is putting myself out there in like the events that everyone had to go to, because everyone's there. You're meeting everyone. There's gonna be someone in that room for you. So definitely wish I would have known that before. But if you guys have any questions, because my freshman year is ending in exactly 3 weeks. By the time you guys see this video, it honestly is probably over. But I'm super thankful for the friends that I did meet and the experience that I did have, and definitely what I learned. And I want to help you guys out. So if you have any questions, you need me to make another video, a more sit down and a more in-depth video, because I just do broad topics. If you guys want a video of, oh, how did you do it in clubs, I'm more than happy to film that for you guys. So let me guys know what you want. I want to thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I want to thank you guys for 67 subscribers. I didn't expect to grow like that in the few months that I've been back, so I really do appreciate you guys, especially those who keep coming back, watching my shorts, but also my long form content, because I do aspire to be a YouTuber. Not as a full-time job, but something I do for fun. So if you guys would continue to click back, I also do have discount codes that I've been getting for you guys. I have Bubble Skincare. I have a discount code for Casely, so you guys can get you a cute case, phone case, and then I do have Comfort, that cute sweatshirt set that I'm about to get. I do have that in there for you guys as well, so make sure you use it because it is there for you. And thank you guys so much for all your support. And this college semester is quickly coming to an end. It's just been such a blessing, and I'm thankful that I started to take you guys along with me. Comment down below what you guys want to see, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. If at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, and